I spoke to Elizabeth Cawley over at Allianz Global Investors. At the moment, she's the Chief Executive of Allianz Global Investors Europe. She's soon to become Chief Executive of Allianz Global Investors once the restructuring is done in January the 1st. Now, she remains pretty unoptimistic about the growth outlook for Europe in particular. And notably, OM, she's seeing that stronger European companies are actually looking to emerging markets to invest and grow and not investing at home.
I think they're in a horrible place. If you look, the most benign outlook you could possibly see, and it's not a guarantee, is subpar growth, very uneven, very bumpy for the next couple of years, because we've still got far too much sovereign debt, far too much bank leverage, far too much individual debt. That isn't yet out of the system. The corporates have really recapitalised and managed their businesses well, but why are they not generating growth? Because there isn't the demand there, and when there is the demand, it tends to be in developing nations rather than OECD. And in the developing nations, sometimes what these companies will do is they'll put the capital deployment there, they'll create jobs there, because still it's more effective to employ people in developing nations than it is at home. So yes, there is a real need for a joined-up policy response. Austerity on its own clearly won't work. Quantitative easing on its own clearly won't work. QE going through the system without stimulating growth won't work. So what you have to do is have much more of a joined-up policy, particularly for Europe, which is looking at how can we create a more attractive labour market, how can we really think about stimulating growth, both for small and medium enterprises, but also making Europe an attractive place for these large multinational companies to come back, bring some of that production home, which has actually gone abroad.
Did Elizabeth Cawley actually give you any concrete examples of what she thinks should be done to actually get over this mess?
Well, crucially, she wants joined-up leadership and also a longer-term perspective here, Owen, not just trying to solve the immediate crises, looking further ahead.
If we don't see really strong joined-up leadership with the ECB, the other policymakers, the IMF in sync, and with programmes that aren't just about bailing out this week's problem, whether it's an individual bank or whether it's an individual country, but are really looking for long-term growth on a sustainable basis. And we have to have that joined-up policy making. It's been talked about. We really are now running out of road. This awful phrase, kicking the can down the road, I don't like it because it assumes the road's infinite and the can's going to last. But we've just about run out of road now.
I rather like that. It assumes the road is infinite, and clearly it isn't. So she really needs politicians to get a grip and act together, it would seem, along with the ECB, the central banks as well.